Imagine going to a concert, but it's not just listening. The music is actually all around you, moving through the space, and you can actually play along with your phone.
Right, like you become part of the orchestra yourself.
Exactly. And picture the concert hall not just as the container for the sound, but as an instrument too, shaping everything you hear.
Sounds a bit like science fiction, maybe.
It really does, doesn't it? But this is exactly what happened at MIT recently, at their Future Phases concert during the 2025 International Computer Music Conference. So today we're doing a deep dive into that, how this whole event is sort of rethinking orchestral music, how audiences get involved, and the role of all this new tech and AI in music's future.
Yeah, our mission here is to really get into that unique mix they created. You had a traditional string orchestra, you had AI, and this purpose-built venue all working together. We want to show you not just, what they did, but why it feels like such a big step, a real shift in music tech and how we experience live performance.
Okay, let's start with the venue itself. You said it wasn't just in a hall. The hall was like part of the music.
Uh-huh. The Thomas Tull Concert Hall. It's in MIT's new Lind Music Building.
And it's not just a room, it's actively involved. How?
Well, this is the key part, why it matters. Aaron Egozi, he directs MIT's music tech program.
Right?
He pointed out it has 24 speakers built right in for surround sound.
Okay.
But it's more than just surround. They could send unique, amplified sound to basically every seat.
Wow. So my experience could be different from the person next to me.
Potentially, yeah. He called it a multidimensional evolution of sound. So it becomes incredibly personal. It kind of challenges that idea of everyone hearing the exact same thing at a concert.
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. It changes the shared experience idea.
Definitely. Makes you wonder about shared emotion or what a symphony even means if everyone's hearing slightly differently shaped sound.
And another really key piece here was the collaboration, right?
Yeah.
This wasn't just MIT nerds showing off tech.
Huh. No, it was a proper partnership. They brought in a Far Cry.
Boston's Chamber Orchestra, the string group.
That's them, an 18-member string orchestra, and they're known for being pretty innovative themselves. And the significance of that is huge in this context. Professor Egozi mentioned that getting a full 18-member string orchestra
Right.
to perform brand new works that use electronics, it, quote, does not happen very often at the ICMC.
Okay. So usually it's, what, laptops and maybe a soloist?
Pretty much, yeah, or very small groups. So having a Far Cry there provided this amazing, rich, organic sound base to blend with the electronics. It was a scale you just don't normally see at that conference.
Okay, so you have this amazing hall, this unusual orchestra partnership. What about the actual music they played?
It was really varied, a mix of pieces by MIT faculty and then others chosen from this international call for scores.
Right, I saw there were two big premieres from MIT people.
EV6, which was a collaboration between Evan Ziporyn and Aaron Egozi themselves. And the U.S. premiere of Ello Symphony by Todd McCover. He's at the MIT Media Lab.
And the international pieces, how did they fit in?
Well, they put out a call and got, I think, 46 submissions. They picked 3. And these really showed a huge variety of works, different styles, different ways of integrating the tech. You had Ollie Belize, The Wind Will Carry Us Away, A Blank Page by Celeste Batinker Gutierrez and Luna Valentin, and Peter Lane's Coastal Portrait, Cycles and Thresholds.
Wow, quite a range.
Definitely. And a Far Cry, the orchestra, they were described as the unifying presence through all of this. Plus, the hall being in the round probably helped connect the audience to it all, too.
Okay, now the part that sounds really wild, the audience participation. Using phones as instruments. Tell me about the tutti system.
Right, tutti. It means together in Italian. It's this platform they developed actually started back in 2017 for an MIT campaign to let people use their phones musically. But for this concert, they expanded it so the audience's phones could actually play with the Far Cry, the live string orchestra.
How does that even work? Like, what do you do on your phone?
It uses the phone's sensors, accelerometers, the touch screen, and translates your gestures, your taps, into controlling sound parameters. Things like timbre, pitch, maybe rhythm.
Huh. And this was used in that piece, EV6. What was the idea behind that one?
Yeah, EV6, Evan Ziporyn, one of the composers, said the title actually came from his electric car, an EV6.
Seriously?
Yeah, he said it felt like driving an iPhone. So he used that as a metaphor for using these everyday devices, cell phones, to make music that still, works like any other piece of music.
That's clever. Kind of playful.
It is. And he also mentioned it was a bit of an homage to David Bowie's TVC-15.
Okay, so that's the tech and the concept. But what was it like for the audience member doing it? What was the experience?
That's the crucial question, right? Apparently, each person basically became part of an orchestral section. Like maybe your phone was part of the winds or the brass or strings. So you'd hear your section playing similar things around you, but then you'd hear the other sections playing different parts across the hall.
Whoa.
Yeah. Egozi said it gave people a responsibility to their section, and they got to experience the thrill of live performance.
Like being in the band.
Exactly. Possibly, as he put it, for the first time in recorded history, doing that with a live string orchestra playing alongside you. It's more than just joining in, it's this idea of collective, real-time creation. Everyone's an artist shaping the sound.
That is genuinely groundbreaking. But the night wasn't only the big concert, right? There were student demos, too.
That's right. They had an exhibition alongside it, showcasing 6 student tech projects, giving a glimpse of what's next.
What kind of things?
Oh, a real mix. Gamified musical interfaces making learning music more like playing a game. There was AI-assisted composition.
So the AI helps you write music.
Sort of, yeah. Maybe suggests harmonies or counter melodies based on what a live player is doing, that kind of thing. Advanced piano analysis systems.
Analyzing how someone plays, not just the notes.
Right, looking at nuance, expression. Also, new kinds of percussion instruments based on surfaces. And educational platforms, too. There was one called Senegru for learning traditional African rhythms.
Sengroove.
Yeah, developed by Patricia Tang and Lamine Touré at MIT for an edX course that's coming up. So it really showed the breadth of work happening there.
Okay, so pulling back, looking at the bigger picture, what does an event like Future Phases tell us about MIT's direction with music and tech?
Well, it seems like a very clear strategic commitment. Egozi basically said the timing, having the ICMC there, was the perfect opportunity to show off these big new developments.
Developments
Like a whole new master's program specifically in music technology and computation. And, of course, the new building itself, the Lind Music Building with all its advanced facilities.
the building we talked about earlier with the special hall.
Exactly. And they're also bringing in new faculty who have joint appointments. They work across both music and theater arts and electrical engineering and computer science.
Ah, so really embedding the tech side into the music department structure.
Precisely. It signals this deep institutional push to blend computation and performance, really train the next generation of innovators in this space.
And that quote you mentioned earlier from Professor Egozi about the space itself.
Yeah, that having the right space really can be a driving force for new ways of thinking, new projects, and new ways of collaborating. It really nails it, doesn't it? The environment itself can spark the innovation.
It really does. So looking back at this deep dive, Future Phases clearly wasn't just another concert. It's almost like a proof of concept.
Totally. Showing how tech and human collaboration and even architecture can come together to change what music and performance can even be. And it really hammers home that point about knowledge, right? It's
Yeah.
most valuable when you actually apply it. Seeing MIT build these spaces and run these projects, it shows how physical environments can genuinely drive new artistic and tech breakthroughs.
Absolutely. So for you listening, here's something to think about. If a concert hall can become an instrument itself, and your phone can join a symphony orchestra, what other lines are waiting to be blurred? What other traditions are just waiting for some clever thinking and maybe a bit of that collaborative spirit we saw here? What happens when the audience truly stops being just an observer and becomes part of the art itself? Lots to ponder there. That's it for this deep dive. We hope you picked up some fascinating ideas, maybe got a few aha moments along the way. Join us next time for another journey into the depths of knowledge.